Jen Strogatz, and I'm about to talk to Banawin, also known as Opus Vitae. Hey.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. Where are you right now, in LA?
Yep, I live in Silver Lake in Los Angeles, yeah.
Cool. But you're from Washington?
I'm from
Oregon?
Portland, Oregon.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, very close. Northwest.
Yeah, I feel like that's really How long have you been in LA for?
I've been in LA, I think, for like about 7 years now.
Oh, okay.
I've lived in California for quite a bit. Like, after high school, instead of going to college, I ended up traveling Europe for like a year. And then I went back to Portland, and I ended up visiting my friends in Santa Barbara. And I just like did not want to stop partying at that point. So I went down to UCSB, and I lived in Santa Barbara for 4 years.
Yeah.
Um,
Like you went down there like to go to school, or just like hang out and party with your friends that were at school?
Yeah, but I mean, the degree really wasn't partying. I mean, to be honest, like, after I went to school for like 2.5 years, and I was like, I want to become a musician, and paying more for school doesn't make sense. So I dropped out and like recorded an album instead.
So tell me about your newest single.
That song is a part of the Gramercy LP that's going to come out very soon. And that is an album that I wrote and recorded everything within a year. So it very much was just like sort of like a stream of consciousness writing. And when it came to Carry the Weight, I think that was one of the later songs that I wrote. And I wrote it I actually wrote it like now kind of a while ago, but I think it was like the fall that I don't want to say this word, but the guy who's the president right now, that he got elected. How do I say this? So that record was like such a transitional record, and that period of my life was so transitional, and it was like kind of coming out of this like really low period, and then actually transitioning up to like some happiness and contentment, but also of the time, and I was feeling like a lot of anger. So that kind of seeped its way into the song.
Yeah.
And I feel like my songwriting has like gone sort of two directions, like subject wise. Like, quite often I'll write about things that I've experienced myself in my life, or like people close to me have experienced, and it's always been like a very like cathartic release for me. And so that's one side, and Carry the Weight is not really that. And the other side is like sometimes I'll write stuff and it just comes completely subconsciously, and I don't really fully know what it means at the time until later on. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that like I thought I was like predicting my future, but essentially what the songs are is they become manifestations, because like your thoughts turn into things.
Yes.
So I've realized now when I do that, I'm just going to write about good things.
Yeah, no, well, this is something that's true. It's like, you know, when you're joking or say something out loud sarcastically, your brain can't tell the difference. So like it's going to basically it believes like what you're saying, like not to make it like your brain is like a little person in there or anything, but like, yeah. So I think that, manifestation of, you know, your thoughts is like a real thing. And I think that, you know, if you hear yourself saying like negative things, you're going to believe it.
Yeah, for sure.
Love isn't easy, you know. I'm no more chemical, why don't we just focus on me?
Yeah, so with that song, I really liked like the balance, and maybe balance isn't the right word, but the dynamics of like the vibe in it, where like the verses are like, to me they feel like a warm hug, and then like the choruses are like totally a different vibe, and they like kind of drop. And it's like, to me it's like the little like dips of like chaos that like come into your life, and then it's like the more you focus on it, and then it just like completely spirals out of control at the end.
Wow, that's
And I definitely experienced that in my life shortly after I wrote that song.
really
Oh yeah, yeah.
like how so?
Um, I I had a relationship that like started really well, and then like it, and I didn't understand at the time until now, but it was like we both like latched onto this like negative thing,
Hmm.
and it just like it like totally blew up, and both of us were like, oh, I don't know. So
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I understand. Oh, I wanted to ask you the music video for it. Was that your creative direction? Who came up with that,
Uh,
and why?
oh, that was originally just made for our live show as a projection in the background. Essentially, like built this like crazy uh, Ableton setup where like everything was like hooked into it, and the computer was like telling everything to like change to the right sound at the right part.
That's crazy.
It's
Like
basically
you did that?
yeah, it's the same setup that Saint Vincent uses live, essentially like a mimic of it, like
Are
with
you
her
good with
body.
technology?
I guess I am now. Yeah, so I figured that out. This is all getting to the video, I
Mhm.
promise. Yeah, so I put that all together, and then once I had that, I was like, all right, I did that. And then like every single show, I was like, I need to do something new and crazy, and I was like, I should add visuals for the next show. And it was like our first headlining show, so I
Uh-huh.
was like, I need visuals, and I need every single one to be unique, and they all need to match up exactly with what we're playing on every single song. And I'm gonna design them all, and I have 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
So I like learned how to use After Effects, and in
Nice.
2 weeks, like first I was just like making little squares, like moving around, and then I was like, ooh, this is even cooler if I like start splicing together footage and then like filtering it and like putting multiple footage over each other. That's essentially what the video is like. It's all that stuff.
So that's
So
where that came from?
yeah.
That's so cool. What do you like? I'm just curious what you consider your sort of genre of music. I know some people hate to answer that question, but I'm curious.
To me, it's very like song by song, and um, I I have like put a a little thought into like how I want to like see myself like as an artist, and I think like versatility is really important to me because I I like a lot of different things. So when it comes to genre, like yeah, like it really depends on the song, and the especially now since the Gramercy record, I've already written it and I've started writing more stuff. Like there's been like such a hard split in the kind of songs I've been writing. Like I started writing stuff that was like way more like electronic and like just just like using like a ton of 808s and like programming with Ableton and like fully going
Interesting.
modern. And
Yeah.
then I like a number of months ago I just like picked up my first acoustic guitar I've ever played, and I was like, I just want to write like really simple folk songs and write like classic songs that don't have any like
Yeah.
frosting and sparkles, they're just like good songs,
Yeah.
and there's none of that other bullshit on there. Um, and so I've been doing both at the same time, and that's been like really cool. So yeah, when I think
That
about
is really
artists,
cool.
I think about like someone like Beck who like he can do whatever he wants,
Yeah,
and
totally.
I'm like
The
that's
shit.
yeah that's how how do I say this without saying pretentious? That's how I want to see myself,
I
and really actually do see
That's
myself.
how you're, like manifesting into the
Yeah.
future of
So
yourself.
I
Well,
think the most important thing is truth.
mhm.
Like wherever you are at, that is what you're able to channel. Like as an artist, like you're essentially like the idea of like being a creator and creation is it's not really coming from you. You're essentially like a radio transmitter
Channeling.
for something else flowing through. So if you're in a really good place, then you should be writing from that place. If you're in a really bad place, then that's what you're connected with. So it's like if you're trying to write like a happy song when you're not happy, it's just never going to come out right. And so it's like just getting out of the way is like the most important thing, and really like enjoying the process and enjoying what you make. I think that's like hands down, like that always has to be the first priority. And that's like something I've very much solidified for myself, that I've always made the best and my best music when I was just doing it for me. Like,
Right. Yeah,
so.
of course. Yeah. Well, do you feel like, since you've been pursuing music as your, thing, do you think that there's been times that you've had to sort of like try or been told to write songs differently, like, and like felt like, pressured by the industry or, there's so many things that,
Yes, in a way, but that pressure was always, it always came from within ultimately. um I think that pressure is like perceived in the sense that like we all make our own decisions, and if you choose to listen to someone else, that's ultimately your decision. And yeah, and there's been a number of times I've done that in the past, and I think that comes from a place of insecurity, and not really, not being confident with like who you are and what you want to make. And for me, like the Gramercy record and like a song like Carry the Weight, like that was like one of the first times in my life where I was like, I'm gonna make whatever the fuck I want to make, and I like the song, and that's it, end of story. And it's
that's
like the best stuff I've made. So
yeah.
like that's absolute confirmation that like that is the route to go. And there have been other times in the past where I'm like, I should make something like this because I think these people will like it, and like this will give me the best chance of this, and it makes for something that's it's just not as pure, and it's not as true, and
Totally.
and ultimately you don't get the results you want to anyways. So it's like you might as well just make something you really like.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you just put all of that into like really good words. So
Yeah.
I can
And
tell
as
you're a songwriter.
as a
What?
listener, you can feel when an artist does that. Like,
Of course.
I think that especially happens over a course of an artist's career. Like you hear their first few records and they're really pure, and then like all this outside pressure
Gets
comes
into
in.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not really that they've changed as a person. It's just that they've given up on who they really are.
Right.
Listening to other people, and we all feel that, and then we're like, eh.
Yeah. So when's the album come out?
Well, it's supposed to come out in May, but I think it'll be a little bit later than that. Yeah, maybe like June.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Soon. We have 2 more singles, so we're gonna do one more, which I think is like the single from the record.
I'm excited to hear it then.
Awesome. Yeah, and then there's one more song that honestly is like the song I'm most proud of on the record, which is the closer of the record, and it's called "The End of the Road." And it's like it's definitely like the most epic thing I've ever written. And I wrote it after, because I literally was like, I need a closer for this record. And I somehow at like 3:30 in the morning, I found this video of Nils Fram playing Says. Do you know Nils Fram?
No. I don't think so.
He's kind of like modern classical, but he has this one song where like he has like a Juno keyboard, and it's just like this arpeggiation, and it just keeps going and building, and he's like building it for like 7 minutes, and I was like, I want to make something like that. And so I wrote the song that it kind of sounds like M83 meets like Sigur Rós, and then I'm like essentially like ranting about the environment over it. And then it just like fucking explodes at the end, and it's like
That sounds
so
really, really cool.
yeah.
So like, do you think that you get obviously you get inspiration for like your songs, like from your environment mostly, like how that, do you think that's how the songs like come about in your brain? Like things like that going on, or
Yeah,
like,
whatever makes me feel, whatever, wherever there's passion, whether it's, yeah, I mean, whether it's relationships or friends or like, yeah, or like that last song, like literally about climate change.
yeah,
So
nice. So it'll be out in the fall, you said?
that'll be out in the fall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a ton of music coming out. Yeah, the record, and then I'm gonna have another EP, and then I have another like 2 or 3 kind of electronic songs, and then we'll start diving into the folk stuff after that. So
Nice.
I have
Damn,
a lot of music.
yeah, you've been like at it, huh?
Yep.
Like during quarantine too, you've been recording or no?
Actually, during quarantine, I I came up with this idea that I like wanted to start a lifestyle brand,
Yeah.
like which is what this hat is.
I was
Um,
looking at that before. I was gonna ask you. It's cute. The little
Thanks.
heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you made that?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's called For Me for Everyone.
For me, for everyone. I love
Yeah,
that.
and the idea is like I really wanted to make, and I really want to make and have a vehicle in which to like spread joy and positivity. And
Yeah.
essentially the idea is like each item is like a token or reminder to be the best, happiest, most unique version of yourself. So like everything is like really light and airy, and like I have like a sweatshirt like with doves on it, and like I made like a tote bag that's just
Oh, let
like
me see. Yeah, let me see.
so sunny.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that's like a beach bag. All right. Well, this is Opus Vitae, and it's been so nice to talk to you. Can't wait to hear your new album coming out. And I've really enjoyed hearing your stories behind your songs. And Opus Vitae, you have to look. So Instagram, you're at Opus Vitae,
Yes.
and Facebook at Opus Vitae.
Yes.
No one else has that. What do I mean? It's you. And
Just me.
then opusvitae.com.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's opusvitaemusic.com. Yeah.
Easy enough. opusvitaemusic.com.
Google.
Put that in right there.
Yeah.
Well, this was awesome. I am really happy to talk to you, and I think you're really cool and your music's awesome, and I can't wait to see more.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Been
Super awesome.
a lovely chat. It's fun
Yes.
to talk to a person.